Hey guys, I'm sick, and I'm still working on my top 10 games of 2015 video because I want it to look nice. But they just announced the price for the Oculus Rift consumer version, and obviously I say consumer because it's $600. Now I've seen arguments saying that you get a lot for the $600. Well, you do get a lot. You get the device, and then you get the little peripheral you need with it to use it, which doesn't count as a separate thing. I know it's physically a separate thing, but if you bought the Rift and it didn't come with that, it'd be useless. You get an Xbox One controller, which, if you didn't know, only works with the Windows 10, which a lot of people still aren't upgrading to because it's still incompatible with a bunch of games. It doesn't work right for a lot of people. I think it comes with some other stuff, but the point is, this is technically this is the real start of the VR push that's happening this year. There's going to be the Oculus Rift, there's going to be the Vive, there's going to be PlayStation VR, there's going to be Microsoft's VR, and it's actually like augmented reality or whatever. This is the big push, and I think VR is going to be successful, and it's going to be something that's going to be around a long time. But there's several reasons why the price point of the Rift makes no sense to me. First off, it's more expensive than the dev versions. So whenever I've seen people say, this is just the cost of early adoption, I'm like, no. Early adopters are the people that aren't even devs but went ahead and bought a dev kit. Those are the early adopters. This is the third or fourth version of it that they've released for anybody to buy. And it costs $600. Facebook owns Oculus. They could hemorrhage money on this and still make a ton of money just on licensing stuff, on their own apps and ways to use the Oculus Rift. And it could have gone in a lot more hands, like with each decreasing price. Like $600, there's going to be this many people that own it. At $500, this many people. $400, this many people. And that many people that are basically kind of locked to using whatever Facebook allows people to use for it. You put that in the hands of a lot of people, you're going to get a ton of people that have to use, like if they make some sort of like virtual hangout type thing for Facebook where you can hang out with people in a virtual room, more people were going to be able to do that at a lower price point. For the price that you pay, because with shipping I think it's actually like $760 or something. With that price, you could buy an Xbox One and a PS4. On top of everything else, if you want the Oculus Rift, you have to have a really good computer to be able to run it. You can't just have some Best Buy laptop. You've got to have a pretty good gaming machine to be able to use it. Which, on that front, if they want VR to be successful, they can't just use it for games. It's got to be used for a variety of things. Games, movies, education, being able to watch sports or seeing anything, literally anything that's on the internet right now. Imagine seeing that in a different way with VR. That's how it's going to be successful. You've got to market it to every kind of person, because it's not going to be successful just as a gaming peripheral. But the only people that are going to buy it at $600 are people that were already planning on buying it, which are usually gamers, and people that are going to plan on it now that they know the price and they can kind of maybe save some of their tax return and buy it with that or something like that. But even those people are gamers, which is a big market for VR, but just that isn't going to push it out to where it's successful. And I just don't understand, $600. It's Facebook. They could have sold it at $100. They wouldn't have like gone bankrupt or something. Not that I'm saying they should have charged $100, but $600 is just like, it's more than it costs for a monitor. Like when I bought this monitor, it's a freaking, I think it's a 29 or 32 inch monitor, and it was about 300 or 350. That's a monitor. So I know this thing has the two monitors in it that have a high frame rate and high resolution to make it better for gaming. But that just goes back to my whole thing about it doesn't need to be just a gaming thing. I'm afraid that they might have made it as advanced as they possibly could have, which is good for gaming, but not for getting it out to a large amount of people. Maybe they could have scaled it back. Maybe it could have been a little lower resolution, which sounds like heresy, but it didn't need to be really good resolution for it to sell to people that are just going to use it for watching movies in 3D or whatever kind of apps Facebook has planned for it. You don't need crazy amounts of graphics for that kind of thing. They could have lowered the system requirements. They could have made it less powerful and then charged less. And I can't help but keep coming back to the fact that Facebook could have just charged less anyway because it's Facebook. They're huge. They're fine. They could sell laptops for $5 and they'd still be fine. I don't know what I'm talking about. The point is, $600 is not what you charge for something when you want a lot of people to have it. And as this is new technology and this is the first real step towards VR, your priority shouldn't be to try to make money back for, them buying Oculus a couple years back. Their priority should be to get people on board and to get it in the hands of as many people as possible. And $600 doesn't do that. It doesn't. I just wanted to rant for a minute, and I ranted for almost 8. Anyway, like I said, I'm working on the top 10 games of 2015, and I'm sick, so it'll probably be up, what's today, Wednesday? It might be up Friday. It might be up this week, I don't know. Yeah, so thank you for watching this dumb rant about $600 goggles.